Wait, what are... No, that's... Wait, crap. This is still diss raps, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Can I start that over? I don't think we have time. We're the Renegades, and we're watching another diss raps for hire. That went better in my head.
No.
It's timestamp 2014, so I know it's not about me.
Yes.
Yep.
Not yet. Not yet. I mean,
soon.
Soon, season 3, I think, will come out. And
also, one of my coworkers got really upset because he heard some of your comments, and he thought that like one of them was coming out about me. Like he thought it was legit.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he was really upset.
Oh man.
Well, what comments?
He was watching one of our videos, and we were referencing about like we were joking how one was going to be made about me in the future real soon.
Oh yeah,
just joking.
Yeah,
we're not joking.
Stress me out.
Oh no, it should be.
And he was like, dude, I was all excited. He's like, when's that happening? I was like, oh, they were just kidding. It's not an actual.
Oh, that kind of disappointed.
And he was just like,
man.
Sorry, man. Hey, if it's any consolation, yeah, Lloyd talks to us, and
I mean that's
he's cool.
Well, it was super bummer because he was like, yeah, I was up till like 3 a.m. last night watching your videos, and like I heard him say that, and I got super pumped, and I was like, sorry, man, they were just kidding,
Micah
like
about what happened.
Oh yeah, right. No, it's not that there's a diss rap coming out about you.
No,
stay calm, Mike.
No,
it's gonna be okay.
I'll share that after we're done. After we're done with the diss rap here.
Yeah.
Let me get the.
Actually, interestingly enough, if I'm remembering right, just from the way these things are going to come out, that's going to come out tomorrow.
Yeah, this is going to come out.
Well, no, the video when this comes out tomorrow, the video where you tell that story will come out.
That's right.
Huh.
Wow,
that's meta, isn't it? Because it's funny because we recorded that before this.
That we did.
Anyway.
So
now that I've gotten overly meta.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. We still have viewers that think that we record these every day and just wear the same outfit 7 days in a row.
Yeah.
I mean,
I gotta tell you, man, these shirts really get crusty because 7 days in a row.
Ew.
Crustier than a bus station.
I hate you, Micah. I hate you so much.
Okay.
I hate
so
you
we got
so
Diss
much.
Rap Season 2, Episode 5. Here we go.
As long as they don't get busty. Like a crustacean.
So in conclusion, if we all just wash 1 mug a day, we'll reduce waste in the office by 15%. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Well, thank you, Lloyd, for wasting 100% of our time.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Dear Epic Lloyd, my little sister has a syndrome called Rett syndrome. Basically, it disables her ability to walk and talk. And there's a 16-year-old kid who is still in the 8th grade and decided to pick on her and call her names like retard and vegetable and many others. Oh, and by the way, she's like 7 years old. Please, Epic Lloyd, make a rap that will make him feel ashamed of himself. Oh, and by the way, his nickname is Diamond.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
wow. Proper Chungus right there.
Yeah.
Proper Chungus.
Like top tier Chungus right there.
Well, and here's the thing is like if he's 16 years old, like he can't exactly be bullied in the 8th grade because he's going to be bigger than everyone else.
It's true.
Yeah.
So it's like they can take shots at him, but it's like it's going to be hard to be bullied when you're able to drive
going to say
by other 8th graders.
But every guy, no matter what, has a weak spot. And
well, I mean, I'm sure he has a fragile ego. I mean, being 16 years old and in the 8th grade.
Well, let his ego be shattered because if he's low enough to mock someone for having a syndrome,
not just someone, a 7-year-old.
A 7-year-old girl. Someone who mocks a 7-year-old girl who has a syndrome and everything. It's something that she can't help, but yet you, a perfectly capable person of the age of 16, still in 8th freaking grade, you call her those names? I was going to say, you by definition are the greatest form of retard.
I mean that guy right there is.
You are by definition retarded.
This guy is the poster child for a Chungus.
Yes, he is.
Like, if you've heard me say that before, and you're like, "What the heck is a Chungus?" This guy's a Chungus.
Diamond the Chungus was still stuck in 8th freaking grade. He made fun of kids, and then Lloyd said, "F this guy." It's a diss rap.
For real. Like,
All right, yeah, no, I wasn't sure how you were going to go with that, but yeah, all right, we're doing
like, once upon a time, different time and different place, like, if he was in the Maasai tribe, he would have had to have killed a lion by now and proven himself as a man. But this guy's 16 years old and stuck in the 8th grade picking on a girl with, a condition that she can't help.
No,
Yeah.
she can't.
Yeah.
It's like,
Some people, man.
Some
it's
people.
absolutely aggravating.
Yeah, this guy, butthole. And, well, let's see what Lloyd has to say.
Well, I mean, yeah, for real, it's like,
Rett syndrome, and basically,
Unbelievable bastard!
That
Hey.
table.
Jolly Green Midget, are we done? Or are you gonna yank our dicks some more?
Table flip.
Tie. Oh,
Table flip. Oh.
Here's the
All right.
Now this douchebag diamond's gonna walk a sleeping giant. My target is acquired and I'm starting up a riot. But to spit more shrapnel than Saving Private Ryan.
Ooh.
Never in my life I heard of something so cold. An asshole taking shots at a 7-year-old. Now I'm hotter than the devil and you're never gonna forgive me. You're facing Epic Lord and I'm bringing hell with me. Diamond, don't get bitter and pick on dude's sister, cause you got named after the discount stripper. And that things been done, son. You're as macho as my man Tim Gunn. Think ashamed of yourself or make claims of yourself. Keep your names to yourself or get your brains bashed out. Say vegetable like anything but healthy stack. They'll have to ask Diamond teachers to hold me back. Cause you got no idea what this girl's gotta do, what she gotta go through just to try and walk to school. You wanna stand there and make jokes. This girl's tougher than you and only 7 years old. She got a Rett syndrome in her X chromosome. Too complex a problem to explain on the microphone. So if you wanna talk Rett, let me give you a link. Read up your dumb fucker, come tell me what you think. Or you should try to pass class a little faster, guy. You should not be able to drive yourself to junior high. You're still in 8th grade? At this rate, you'll be 24 before you graduate. So diggy, bro, if you dig this video, put your fists in the air and pump it like Arsenio. Go home and bump it with your sis and say I say hello. And put Diamond in the ground like the heroin joke.
Ooh.
What's up,
Yes.
everybody? Thanks for watching another episode of Diss Raps for Hire. If you want to check out more
wow.
episodes, click in the box to my right. Also, if you want to find out how you can help raise money for Rett syndrome awareness and possibly earn a chance to do a rap battle live on stage with me, click on the link in the description below. Later.
Okay, that's cool.
yeah.
yeah.
Lloyd.
So, less diamond, more cubic zirconia, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing, man.
Wow.
It's like, I mean, like, even some of our grandparents were getting married at like 16, 17 years old and working like 10, 12-hour days on a farm and
Heck,
stuff.
I mean, heck,
like,
my dad and my mom both got married when they were right after they turned 18.
yeah, but it's like, I mean, it's in every culture in the world, like, typically by 16 you had to be a fully functioning adult and
in some cases,
contribute to society, and now it's like you've got guys like that running around just being
yeah, like my grandfather, who might be one of the most brilliant men I've ever met.
Okay.
I mean, the man could fix just about anything mechanical.
Yeah.
Never graduated elementary school. Started driving a milk truck at 12.
There you go.
like, seriously,
Yeah.
how crazy is that?
Yeah.
And this guy,
and this guy-
16 years
This
old,
entitled little prick.
and like, honestly, I get more benefit from scraping gum off of the bottom of my shoe than like knowing this guy's out there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, at least you're doing something to better yourself. This guy right here, all he'll do is just drag you down. He'll just, just knowing he exists drags you down.
His target is a 7-year-old.
Suffering from Rett syndrome. Something she can't help.
Yeah.
If there was ever a moment.
I mean, even if she was just a 7-year-old, like a
Yeah, like even
fully
it, like okay,
functioning
the
7-year-old.
7-year-old is
Like,
bad enough. The fact that she has a condition that she can't help
yes.
makes like that fact alone is bad enough.
Yes.
You put those two together, and it's just like, wow,
It's intolerable.
You,
Well, and like
wow,
the
you
veg-
are desperate for a win here, buddy, aren't you?
The vegetable comment infuriates me. One, because it's just mean, and
Yeah.
two, it's so hypocritical because it's like if bro is 16 years old and in the 8th grade, it's like, who's the real vegetable? Come on, it's
Yeah,
like,
who's the
I
real
mean,
who's the real retard? I mean, honestly, because look at the definition of retard and then take a self-evaluation, and you'll see just how pathetic you are.
That
Jesus.
guy.
This guy's 18 now. That's what kills me. This guy is 8. Well, this video was produced just about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So by now, this kid is 18 years old.
17 or 18, yeah.
And he is probably finally in high school. No,
Well,
no, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. No, he's probably still stuck in 8th grade.
Well, the fact of the matter is he still hasn't graduated from secondary education.
Well, there you go.
And,
it's
but
you see, entitlement, the entitlement that this kid has to think that he has the right to say this about somebody. Look, guys, I'm not ashamed to admit this. Back when I was younger, I used to lay into people because it made me feel better about myself, and it wasn't until I realized how it was hurting them. I was hurting myself as well as hurting them, and
yeah, you're not helping.
No, you're
anybody.
not helping anybody. Yeah. And I realized that by the time I was almost finished, and the reason I was lashing out is because my parents were getting divorced. My mom was in a car accident, a really bad car accident, and she was pretty much in a body cast for a year.
Ooh.
And I was really depressed, and I took out my frustration on people whom originally were my friends, and I lost all my friends. I laid into them, and I said mean things about them, and all that. And
but did you ever aim at a 7-year-old?
No. I aimed at people who were in the same grade as me because
like
I never understood bullying kids who were going after kids who were younger than you. I wanted someone who was on equal ground. I wanted to tear someone down on equal ground. And some of them, and I was going to say, some of them in some cases did deserve it, but I took it out on everybody. And I feel horrible that I did that. And I learned later on. I learned before I got into high school that I was hurting these people by saying these awful things, and I stopped. I stopped because I realized how much I was hurting these people who are just like me. You know, they have things that are weighing on their minds as well. And who the hell am I to come up to them and say these mean and nasty things to try and make them feel uncomfortable? I mean, honestly, my problems are my problems, and I have to deal with them. I don't have to take my frustrations out on someone else just to make myself feel better. And anyone who does that really needs to grow the hell up.
Well, I think it's pretty well established that it never really in the end makes you feel better to take it out on somebody else. It doesn't feel that
well.
whole.
When you're in a mindset like that, and in a confrontational mindset like that, you want to tear people down to your level because you don't want to feel like you're the lowest.
Which actually suggests something very interesting here, because he's targeting a 7-year-old. Think about what that means. You want to tear somebody down, but if you think that tearing down a 7-year-old with a condition she cannot help is going to make you feel bigger, think about how small that really makes you.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what Rett syndrome was.
Oh, I'm glad you looked this up. I was just
so,
about to start looking
Rett
it up myself.
syndrome, to save people time, because I'm sure a lot of people go look at it. It is characterized by there's a marked deceleration of the rate of head growth, microcephaly, repetitive stereotyped hand movements, wringing hands, putting hands in the mouth, also noted. About 80% have gastrointestinal disorders, typically no verbal skills, and about half never are able to walk. So scoliosis, growth failure, constipation, very common, can be problematic. Signs are easily confused with Angelman syndrome, cerebral palsy, and autism.
My goodness.
But it occurs usually only in females, evenly across all geographies, races, and ethnicities. About 1 in every 10,000 live female births.
Wow.
But it says it's a rare genetic postnatal neurological disorder.
And
Good
you
night.
see, guys, that's another thing that...
And there's actually no cure.
Yeah, and there are medical breakthroughs every day. I saw one earlier today on Facebook that gave me hope. It was one that helps cure the shakes of Parkinson's.
Oh.
It's an implant that they put in your head, and it causes a small electrical current to go through your brain, And this man was sitting here and he was having tremors like this.
Yeah.
Like large tremors, like large circle tremors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And all of a sudden, they turn it on and you see it just like, and then
And balances out.
And then he's like sitting there and then you see like the little shakes and then eventually it just goes away. And then they're like, okay, now raise your hand. He raises his hand, perfectly fine. Now down.
Huh.
They're like, okay, stand up. He stands up. He maintained all of his motor functions and everything. It was wonderful.
Did they
It's
show
beautiful.
fine motor skills?
They were doing. I think they're just doing preliminary testing right now,
Okay.
just like basic motor functions. You know, like he had him open his hand and everything. I think what they're doing is they're saving. It's preliminary testing on him and I think a few other subjects. And I think they're really only videoing him because his family is okay with it.
Yeah.
But just the fact that there was that kind of breakthrough, just gives me hope that we will find remedies for these disorders that rise up, and also some of these syndromes that people can't help.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure. I mean, well,
and
there's tons of progress being made. I mean, for example, the use of cannabinoid oil to treat epilepsy.
yes, that Jaden David, the kid that his father started giving him cannabinoid oil, and he started being able to chew.
And you can do all this research, and you don't have to. I forget what is it, THC, the
Yeah.
blocker or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can synthesize this stuff and not have to deal with any of the side effects of pot. I mean, because it's just a useful material, and the research implications for this, for what is something that can grow naturally. I mean, it's absolutely infuriating that more research can't be done with it because of basically big pharma and the military-industrial complex. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't really understand how anyone can be in favor of the drug war. I mean,
I'm not. I
because the research implications of it are just tremendous. I mean, curing epilepsy, come on,
see. I think. Oh, I remember who it was that sent it to me.
But interesting note, I was looking at Rett syndrome page.
my buddy Muck.
There's a lot to read. I don't know, but it seems to almost exclusively affect females, which I don't understand how that works. It stems from a mutation in the X chromosome.
If I had to guess, it could be a dormant mutation in one, but if both of them have it,
Right.
that's the only thing I can come up with.
I don't know. I didn't.
This is
I wasn't
it right
able to
here.
read
This
it.
is it right here.
I mean, I'm.
This is it right here. Let me.
Yeah. Let's
Because,
see. Can we?
Well, typically, I mean, women are.
There we go.
There we are. Sorry about that. And let's see here.
I mean, a lot of these things typically it hits the Y chromosome.
Well, if it's X-linked, there's X-linked recessive. Men have no defense against it. So
Yeah.
typically, women are genetically superior and resist more conditions than men because of recessive X-linked traits. So I thought that was interesting that it almost exclusively
that is quite
affects
interesting.
Yeah, and all right. So this right here is the video that I was talking about.
women. And yes, I did just say women are genetically superior on the internet. So
well, now Tumblr's
unleash
going to
the
love
comments.
You.
Yeah.
Tumblr's going to love you.
Anyway,
All right. Here
you
we
guys
go.
are getting a bonus because I want to see this. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Activate.
Yep.
So they're not actually pumping anything into him. They're just
No,
stimulating his
they're
own.
just doing electrical stimulation to his brain, and then watch. Very
Whoa,
slowly.
yeah. Look at that one.
Whoa.
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 Holy cow.
Yep. Fine motor skills there.
That's beautiful.
That is amazing.
That's beautiful.
Dude.
That is beautiful. And you see, that right there, that it's just like the video of the girl who could hear for the first time.
Yeah.
Who heard for the first time with the cochlear implant. You see, I love that we are able to make these leaps forward in science to help people live normal lives because quality of life.
Yeah.
Everybody is that is born onto this planet is due quality life. Every is due a quality life. And here in the people say, "Oh, the United States is terrible. I'd rather live in this time than any other." Are you serious? Look at the death rates back hundreds of years ago versus now. Now is a better time to live than any other. Everybody wants to say, today everything's worse than ever. There's this, there's that. And I'm like, yeah, and there's also no Black Plague, no polio, a lot of diseases are gone because we've immunized ourselves to a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And people are just so negative about everything. I mean, I hate that. I see stuff like this, and it's beautiful because you're seeing leaps forward in the scientific field that is going to help so many people. Michael J. Fox, who's been a longtime sufferer of Parkinson's, will be able to pick up his kids again and be able to actually hug them and love them. Muhammad Ali, the once great boxer. I mean, honestly, one of the most dominant male athletes that the United States has ever produced, reduced to a quivering mess because he's suffering from Parkinson's. And with this treatment, he may very well be able to function normally again.
I would be interested to see if this sort of treatment could be used for other neurological disorders.
Probably.
For example, my dad had Lewy body dementia, which is essentially if you take dementia and Parkinson's and stick them together and add in that Parkinson's medication doesn't work on it.
Wow. That's terrifying.
So I'd be interested to see if this could also help in those situations. I don't know.
You never know.
I'd be interested to see.
I was watching a crazy video the other day. They were doing tests on a rat. It was a flexible spine implant where they actually cured the rat of paralysis in its hind legs. It actually bridged the severed spot of its spine, and they used this basically a circuit. You could see like copper circuitry in this flexible silicone thing. They bridged it, and they said that they actually utilized a pharmacological cocktail, and like it would actually transmit signals again across the damage. And so they had him in a little harness, and he was walking on little treadmills, going up steps and stuff.
That's brilliant.
My grandfather was the later half of his life. He was born in 1943, and when he was 29 years old. He was involved in a mining accident where he was trapped under rubble and was never able to walk again. And here's the thing. My grandfather was working to provide for his family. Mm-hmm. And actually I know it's going to sound like I'm making this up, but he was actually a month away from quitting and opening up his own auto body shop, because that's one thing he loved doing more than anything was working on old cars. As a matter of fact, me and him, we would go through Auto Trader, and he would name off the engines and the parts and everything that were in those cars, and it was just like, it was amazing and everything. This happened to him, and after this happened to him, it just threw me for it. And after seeing how smart he was with cars, I just imagine, what his life would have been like if that would not have happened. Yeah. My grandmother lost her mind because she stayed with him the whole time, and it was a tough. I mean, honestly, coal miners' wives. I mean, they talk, like true blue collar working workers' wives and everything. She had to stay home and take care of the kid. This was way back when, guys, where you could have one job and someone could afford to stay home and help look after the kids.
That wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
Unfortunately.
No, it wasn't. And nowadays, with inflation and the dollar being devalued and everything being so expensive, I mean, it's horrible to think that everyone has that. I mean, not just the parents have to work now, but I hear in a lot of cases, as soon as the child is able to work, 16 years old, a parent can sign a waiver that allows their kid to work at the age of 16.
We're almost heading into a new sort of subsistence household where it's like used to you had to farm and all your kids had to work 12-hour days with you just to survive. Well, now it's like, now like you'll have multi-generation households, all of them working, just to
get by,
provide, live comfortably.
Yeah, and it's it's a scary thing, guys. I mean, life by itself is in a lot of ways just so big and broad that your mind just can't handle it. And I get that. I mean, I've had this thought on my mind for a long time. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was just like blown away by, I read a book about the universe and all the galaxies that existed, not just in all the separate universes that exist just in the Milky Way galaxy, and then we had all these other clusters of galaxies that existed out there, and I thought about how insignificant I was, and I felt like overwhelmed, and then it's just like none of that matters.
But that doesn't mean that you go out and pick on a 7-year-old girl with Rett syndrome.
Yeah, and you have your own feelings of insignificance and everything, and you shouldn't push that and project that upon others, no matter how bad you feel. Your problems are yours to deal with, and you are supposed to deal with them.
Yeah, and I mean, getting help is one thing. Essentially, inflicting violence upon others in order to try to help yourself, not okay.
No, it's never right.
But anyway,
yeah, we've rambled and ranted enough.
Yes, we have.
26 minutes out of that. So
26 minutes on a diss rap for wow.
That got extreme. Yeah.
Yes, it did. I thought we'd been going for like 36 minutes. But
yeah, well.
Anyway, folks,
that was good.
If
I liked it.
If you're still watching this, good on you.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up to listen to us ramble on about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you like this stuff, we put out a lot of videos.
Yeah, we do.
If you subscribe, you'll see all of the rants and raves that we put out. Check in the description for the original of both videos.
Yep, I will link both.
And, leave us a comment. Tell us what you thought.
Absolutely.
And, guys, we'll see you next time.